Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Easy 8's Online Painting Club. My name's Danny. Says it right down at the bottom of the screen. I've got people commenting already this evening. I seem to have a big core of people who come along every week and are in on the show before I am. We should probably swap once in a while. You guys are much more timely than I am. I hope everybody's been well. I hope you've been keeping well. I hope you've been hot on your projects over the past week. I haven't been doing as much as I would like to, but I have been doing a little bit this week. Often seems to be the case at the moment with work and all the other factors. I'm not going to go into it again. I keep talking about it every single week, but yeah, did a little bit, not as much as I want to. Settled into a bit this evening just before the show. So I'm just kind of looking forward to cracking on and getting lots painted this evening. I've got Kesslin, I've got Leslie, and I've got Luke all saying hi to everybody. And Luke specifically saying hi to anybody from Sweden. I don't know if there is anybody from Sweden watching this live or on the playback, but if you are, or hedge, hello, please translate this into Swedish. That went a bit bizarre, didn't it? Anyway, cool. I've got stuff to paint on here. I would love to know what it is that you're painting this evening. So do let me know over there in the live chat. Get chatting with everybody else over there. If you're new here to Easy 8, it's not a tutorial show or anything like that. There's a wealth of that sort of stuff out there already on YouTube and all the other platforms. This is literally just some live company so that you can paint the stuff with somebody who's painting some stuff too. Nice and simple. Here's Jeff. That's my dad. Hi, Dad. Oi, oi, he says. So yeah, would love to know what it is you're painting. Let us know over there, or if you're watching on the playback, here in the description. In the comments. I need to have like buzzwords and phrases and things that I say on the wall. I never do because I'm really lazy. That's that. Cool. Yeah, would have Kyle on this week, but again, still very, very busy. It's been a while. I actually looked back at the last time I spoke to Kyle through the broadcast software, and that was back in April. So it's been 6 months since we've seen Kyle. Kyle, if you're watching this, I hope you're doing well, brother. Take care of yourself. Make sure that you're not burning your candle at both ends. We hope to see you on the show sometime soon. Kesslin says, I am painting buildings. Oh yeah, you put up some pictures on the Facebook page earlier on, didn't you? Now, cracking. Little 3D printed Battletech buildings. They look fantastic, and the paint scheme that you've got really ties in and matches with your mechs as well, so well done on that. Luke says that he is still on old Mossbeard, the dwarf from last week, the green beard. Didn't see any photos, or am I just forgetting? Put some photos up. Would love to see him. That'd be great. I assume it's a him, a bearded dwarf. You know, or if you listen to Lord of the Rings, then even the women have beards as well, maybe. Jeff says, a bit late, been walking the cat. Yeah, I had to get a fly out of the studio before we started. I thought it was going to be really late. I was like, get out. Eventually it went out, and yeah, everything was fine. Yeah, and he walks the cat. This happens. Leslie says, oh, hi Leslie, nice to see you again. Says, good evening, buddy. I'm not painting anything tonight, but I'm making more to my board. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, you don't have to be painting. This is just somewhere for you to come in and, have some company. So you don't even have to be doing any hobby stuff if you don't want to, but whatever, you do you. Chris the Wolf, hello. Hi, Chris. Hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, I speak to a few people throughout the show, like on the Discord after 8 party. If you haven't been to that before, you should definitely come along to that at the end of the show. I'm going to be on this evening for maybe at least an hour, maybe a couple of hours. See what happens. I won't be getting drunk with you guys this evening because I've had a really poorly tummy these last couple of days. So I'm just going to let that settle. But I'll be on painting and chatting with you guys on the After 8 party. Also, if you are new, we're not just here on YouTube. We're on Facebook and we're on Instagram as well. So you can give us a like, you can give us a follow. And if you're so inclined, maybe drop us a subscribe. That would be really wonderful. Would be a small gesture on your part, but would really positively affect my life. So please do subscribe and hit the bell icon down there. Last week, I must apologize for last week. Again, we had another disconnection. I thought I had, we were having some problems in the area. I was having some problems with some of my hardware that evening as well. I genuinely don't know what it was. I have reconfigured all of my router and everything for internet. It's actually working better than it was. So hopefully cross fingers, pray to the gods that be, we won't get another disconnect. If I do get disconnected, this is a live show, this is exactly what it's all about, and sometimes it happens. If it does, I will literally just go and make a brand new video. I can't reconnect, I don't know why, it's just one of those things. I've tried and tried and tried. So I will just go back to my homepage on YouTube and I will just start a fresh video like I did last week. So, excuse me, just had dinner. If that does happen, make sure that you subscribe if you haven't, hit the bell icon, and you will be alerted as to when I make a video. It will come up either in your emails or on your screen, or just be like, hey, Danny's making a video, go watch it. And then that should give you a link to click on. It happens. I feel really unprofessional when it happens, but there's nothing I can do about it. Not that I'm aware of. I'm not that good. So, yeah, I've got this little aerial sticking out my head today. I really need to cut my hair. Whenever I have the time. Anyway, let's go over to my workbench today. Once again, all I've been working on is my ranges, my Skitari ranges. Here's the Marshall. Just kind of had them all lined up while I was trying to frame in my shot this afternoon. I've decided today to kind of zoom in quite a bit closer, because watching stuff back, it's always like, oh, I'm not really not focused in close enough. So today I've zoomed right in. If that's a problem, let me know. If the music's too loud, if it's not doing its thing, let me know. If it's out of focus or I'm not in shot, just hit me up on the live chat there and I will try to correct what it is. But you know, it's a painting show, it's nice to see up close what it is that I'm painting. I've also removed my autofocus, did that a long time ago, so when it's here on the table it looks a little bit out of focus, but when I bring it up, it's actually quite sharp. Yeah, so you get to see. This is the guy that I finished off last week, just after the show last week on the Easy 8 after party. I say finished, there's a couple of touches and things he needs to, a couple of lenses and things on there to do, but otherwise, did all the gold bits and pieces on that rifle, glued him in place. It was a real bum to glue in place, it really was. But when he was finally all there, like the arm, the gun, yeah, love it. There's loads of things that I could do, loads of little flashy blinky lights, which maybe one day I'll come back to doing them, little dials and things, but the idea was to kind of have a bit of fun with them, put a bit of effort to try to develop as a painter, but try and speed up a little bit as well. So I don't really mind if there are things that could be done that aren't done. That's fine with me. He still needs to be glued torso-wise, as do all of my Skitari at the moment, because I'm still doing stuff with their bases, but all in good time with that fella. And then I've just got 3 more of this little unit to go. I'm almost done with this guy here in pieces. So I'm just going to carry on working through that, and you guys will hopefully keep me company while I do that. We've also had Darren join us this evening. He says. Nice to see you again, Darren. I hope you're doing well. Luke says, no pics up just yet, waiting to have 10 things done, then having a photo shoot day. Also need to make a photo box for the night. Oh, not for the night as in the evening, but the night as in the Knigget, as in your huge robot of destruction. Really looking forward to seeing that. Leslie says, dude, they're looking killer, nice work, and the music and the sound level is fine. Thanks very much, and cheers. This wasn't a project where I put all of my focus into. This was just, can I make something that looks really nice? Can I get a quick army up and running? Apparently at the moment, no, is the answer, just because I'm just busy and it's really bothering me. But I am having fun painting them, and I will have a small force very, very soon. So yeah, thanks, appreciate it. Cool. Luke, just a little tip for you with your light box. There are alternatives to light boxing, which you may be interested in. For a few of my photos that I started putting up on Instagram, I haven't posted on there for a while. I will, when I finish these guys, I will put some pictures up. But there is a video, I will talk about it more in the After 8 party, but there's a video by another hobby artist who's particularly very good at what he does. I can't remember any of the details off my top of my head. This is literally just, I'm free rolling right now. But it shows you how to get really, really good quality photos using the Photo Lightroom app, which is free if you're on Android. If it's Apple, I'm sorry, it's going to be like £1,000,000. But you can use that to basically get really, really stunning high definition photos of your stuff with very little effort, with a black background and with no photoshopping whatsoever. It's basically just using black crushed velvet as your background, and then some positioning of lights and just some little settings on the app, and it takes seconds to work it out. And you can buy like a meter square of black velvet for like a couple of quid. It's worth it. So I use that now because I like it as the alternative. I see a lot of Lightbox stuff out there, and while it's very good, I just quite like the professional touch that the kind of the black background, if you like, adds to my photos now. That's not to say that it's not professional with a Lightbox, because we've been using Lightboxes for years, since photo shoots have been around. So just something to think about if you prefer. I personally like it. It also saves me a lot of space because I don't have very much space in here at all for a Lightbox. So yeah, the crushed velvet just rolls down into a little bag and it's in the cupboard behind me over there. So yeah, something for you to think about. Anyway, let's get on this. So just before we came onto the show tonight, I was just putting some bronze colour onto the backpacks here, just picking out a few details. I like doing these little grills on the top and some dangly bits here. I've still got to paint the hose black on here. There's a few hoses that I've still got to paint. Excuse me, that's my dinner again. All needs staining or washing with Seraphim Sepia. It comes out as a really nice colour. If I show you the gold on here, it's probably quite easy to show you. I've got hiccups. It's quite easy to show you on the end of the gun and on parts of the backpack here. There's it lifts the colour up if you use sepia as the wash. Kind of makes it look quite goldy, makes it look very, very warm. It's a lot less opaque than some of the other washes I've been using. I was using Agrax Earth Shade in some places on here, and it's darkened it off, cooled it off a little bit. And yeah, I think I prefer the sepia to some of the other colours that are out there, just because it kind of makes it look, yeah, can you see the difference here? There's a warmer touch to it. I don't know if it's picking it up. I like it, whatever. Just talking rubbish now. Luke says, looks like I'll be seeing you in the after party then. Yeah man, I'll be there, unless that means that you're going right now. If you are, hope you're well. Yeah, I'll be there. We'll be talking about that if you want to. Cool. So on this guy here, he's got some bits and pieces, some pipes and some dangly bits, whatever they are, little plugs or sockets or something. They need to be painted gold or bronze. Yeah. They've also got, if I point with my brush here, they've got these little bars, not on every single one of them, and sometimes they're on different sides or whatever, but it's like a little bar or a pipe or a tube that runs across there. I didn't really pick these out as a detail that I wanted to pick out in bronze when I first started painting them, but I've started to do those, and it's just, yeah, it just breaks it all up a little bit. There's a little bit of bronze in here as well. I don't know if you can see in there. Yeah, there's a little bit of bronze in there. You're probably never going to see it, but it's one of those things that, as the painter, I feel that I need to do it because I know it's there. So yeah, I'm really not very good at painting these little icons on the front here. I have not done a very good job of the actual background of it either, so that when I paint one side of it white, the orange shows through behind it, making it not look very good. And if I stain it black, then on this side the actual icon completely disappears, which is a little bit rubbish. So I need to work out a better way of showing this, of identifying it and kind of showing the details in there and just generally painting them. I feel like I'll let myself down a little bit on painting those. However, they are hidden behind rifles, so not overly fussed right now, but it is one of those areas that I want to develop. Right, on to painting some bronze. Also, some things that I'm not very happy about is the way that I stained the bottom of these cloaks here with Agrax shade. Slapped it on. I did try to control it at the time, but it's left some really heavy coffee staining. I tried to tone it down a lot with some alcohol. Didn't do a very good job. Here, did a much better job on the Marshall. That was perfect. I really liked that. So, lesson learned for these guys. Take my time. Maybe Agrax isn't the best way. Maybe just some sepia. But I've got some more models to practice on that later on. Also, want to show you my new toy. So, I bought this off of Amazon. Show you in the top corner of the screen. It's like a little black pod. It is a paint mixer. It has a little rubber top to it, which picks up every bit of dust and fluff. And if you own a white cat, then it picks up everything. But basically, a little button in the top here, you push a little paint pot onto it, and then this thing whirls around and vibrates, and it mixes up your paint. You can buy the Vortex Hobby Paint Mixer for £90 on Amazon, or you can buy this one, which is for nail varnish and nail art accessories, for £35. And I have been using a lot of enamels lately, and they need regular mixing, so this is really, really good. It has a very short lead, so it's on the bench beside me, so that's why, yeah, I have it down here. There we go, it's working fine. So I like to give all of my paints a bit of a mix. Just before I start. If you've got some really sort of settled paints like this one here, for example, it's worth giving them a really good shake before it, then maybe kind of just in and out on the machine and giving it a shake just to make sure that you kind of got it all done. But if you're using it regularly, just to give it a little wazz on that machine. It really helps. Because these little airbrush paints I'm using here, they're really thin and they separate quite easily. So if you don't shake them or give them a mix, when you pour them out onto your palette, you get like, oh, it's just the medium that comes out and it just looks like it's weeping water. It's weird. I could shake them for sure, but making sure that they are agitated properly is going to give the best effects. I've been using them on my enamels, just kind of give them a test. Brilliant. So I got some bronze using my Raphael Kalinsky brush here. Oh, that was something I saw earlier on. I needed to. It's a little. Did I just accidentally paint my light? I totally did. What a spoon. Little lump just on the side here. I'm just gonna scrape this away. Get off. There we go. So, where was I? It's still there a little bit, but whatever. I was thinking about how slow I've been painting these guys. And trying to justify it to myself, really. I feel like I need to justify it. Because it's just taking me so long to paint them. Now, obviously, external factors, work, tiredness, having a life and a partner and things like that. Those things all aside, it's still taking me a long time. I'm thinking, why? But as I'm going through and I'm painting them and I'm making mistakes and I'm seeing where the details are, this is the first time I've really handled these miniatures. I don't know, you know, what they're like. I don't know, you know, for example, painting this little tube here, there's a little elbow join that kind of joins this side, and this long bit that kind of dangles down here. Do I paint that? Do I paint this the bronze colour, or do I paint it a silver colour? I'm going to paint it a silver colour because I just think it'll be a nice little detail. But this is one of those things that, you know, I've got to change paints for it. All these little things, when over just a couple of models of various details, it adds a lot of time. But once I've done a couple of miniatures and I know what I'm doing, the next time I come to painting some Rangers or Vanguard, because they use the same cloaks, I'll know what I'm doing, and I know what to do to tie it into the rest of my colour scheme. So all those little finicky things, and it is a word, finicky, I would have picked up the experience on the way. And I'll know what parts are exposed on the model. I know, you know, what bits to paint, what bits not to paint. For example, the underside of the cloak here, the actual edge isn't stained, but it should be because the bottom here is stained. So these are little factors and things that I've got to think about. But when it comes back to doing the next batch of these guys, I should be a whole lot quicker just because of that experience. I can see we've got some more comments going in. I'm just going to paint this little bit here. I'm actually struggling today with shaky hands, and I'm really struggling to focus, but I'm not going to let that stop me today. Just finding excuses at this rate, huh? So, Jeff says, now you have been doing this for almost a year, how many paints have you bought? As they soon add up. I've got so many different types of paints. I used to have really cheap acrylic paints, and I got rid of them all. They weren't very good. They got me through the years, but they were very, very watery. And after a while, I think they degraded. So I got rid of a load of old paints. And just as I started, collecting things now, collecting new paints, trying out new styles and techniques and things, and just painting different types of models. I have so many different paints. I've got a whole box of Vallejo. I think they're 17mm. Yeah, 17mm Vallejo things. I've got so many of the Citadel ones. They're completely different things here. I've got some AK ones, just a few AKs. Yeah, it adds up. I'd like to get a paint rack. I don't know where I'd put it, but I would like to get one eventually, I think, because a lot of companies use the Vallejo style bottle, so they're the same sort of size. So places like Green Stuff World, for example. Have I got any Green Stuff World stuff here? Not that it matters. Oh, it is, but it's under some stuff. I'll get it out later. It's yeah, they use the same bottle, so you could use the same paint rack for it. So yeah, I just I haven't. And again, because this is a shared space, I don't put up any kind of like permanent shelving or anything like that. But maybe one day I'll have a dedicated studio, and then I'd have like shelves and stuff in the background, like all the pro YouTubers, where you can see all their rig and everything. I'm just not that guy at the moment. Maybe one day. Maybe with my 5,000 subscribers, wouldn't that be cool? Talking of subscribers, we got a new subscriber this week, Apollo. Thank you so much, dude. If you're watching right now, thank you so much for coming along. Thank you so much for subscribing. I haven't actually I've been so busy at work. When you were subscribed, I was at work. I'll make sure that I put a little comment on that video and say thank you. Thank you so much for coming along and being a part of the community. I don't know if you watch live or if you watch on playback, but cheers, Apollo. Thanks very much. I thought that was our 40th subscriber, and I thought just before my 40th birthday, 40 subscribers. That's just poetic. And then I looked and it was 39 subscribers. So somewhere along the line we've lost a subscriber. So probably is like somewhere in our mid 40s, because we've lost a few over the months. The show's not for everybody, is it? So yeah, we could be there, but as written down, 39 subscribers. So hey, community, help me out. Help me get my 40th subscriber at least before I turn 40 on the 31st of October. Yes, I'm a Halloween boy. Okay. Just a couple of bits and pieces here. Oh, bit too much gold on the end of that. It's not gold, it's bronze, but whatever. I don't think I can get in underneath that. So yeah, basically this guy's face mask covers over this line here. It obscures that detail enough for me to go, I don't think I'm gonna bother. But on this side here, I might be able to get in there. And there's also this little pipe here. See, these little details, that if you don't do something with them, they just kind of, they don't blend away into nothing. They make your model look messy. They need to have something on them, because it's just random detail that's painted in the overall color scheme. So yeah, you need to find a color to go on some of these details. But then again, sometimes less is more, so you've got to be careful with that too. Okay, steady hand, steady hand. It's quite a tight gap there, actually. It's going to be really difficult. Bear with me. This guy's going to go quiet while he focuses. I'm going to put my tongue out for this one and everything. Nice. Got it. Yeah. It's looking badass. It's looking cool. One of my real malfunctions with metallic paint is that the pigment is obviously like a glitter, and I just get it everywhere. And as I'm going around, I'm just seeing little bits of like bronzy glitter in certain places. I'm like, how did I even get it there? I really have to learn to control my pigments. Okay, cool. So I've got that little bit here. Got all these little pipes and stuff done. Just need a bit of silver work done on him. I did the gun just earlier, and the pipe work up there. It has a butt plate on this gun. I don't know whether to do that butt plate here. If you can see that detail just on the end here. I don't know whether to do it gold or silver. What do you think? There's a lot of silver already on here, and I think it might benefit for it to be in gold. Gold or silver butt plate. I'll let you guys decide. Luke says it's time for the beard. Excellent. So he is still there. Kes says gold. Okay, yeah, I was thinking gold myself. There is a lot of silver already on there, and I think that it would tie in with the whole sort of ornateness of the rifle, right? Tongue out and hold your breath, the signs of a real pro. You flatter me. Thank you so much. I'm not that good, but yes, it is. It is a trademark, isn't it? And go. Okay. So I'm going to paint this hose black. There's some things on there that need painting. Where's my black? Here it is. Got a cat hair in with my paint. I'm just going to see if I can get that out. There we go. My partner's out having a surf at the moment because the weather has been absolutely beautiful these last few days. This last week, really. So she's gone down for an evening surf with some friends. The cat is alone in the house and is being quite sulky. So she was in the studio with me earlier on chasing flies. It just means that there is fur everywhere. But you know, she's my little mate, so got to let her have some fun. So just going to paint this hose here. Lovely. And just the other side. Take it off the cork, it's a bit easier. Or is it? I don't know. That's lovely. That's good. Just making sure I've got every angle on that. There's a few things as well that don't look as neat as I want them to be because I've changed my ideas on how the colour scheme should work, so I've kind of painted over certain things and yeah, kind of lost really what I was trying to go for. Hopefully in future models that I paint for Skitari, that won't be the case. Got this little, I suppose, little phone cable thing here, which I think I'm going to paint black also. I was thinking about that just earlier on. Oh, I've got a biscuit crumb stuck in my mouth, my throat even. I scoffed a load of biscuits just before the show. Had some ginger nut biscuits to go with my tea, and they were too crunchy on the microphone, so I stuffed them in my mouth real quickly, and I've got biscuit crumbs in my throat now. They were far too visceral for this show. There we go. It's not that I'm being really fussy about what every single cable or hose or attachment or whatever, what colour it is. I don't really mind. I'm trying to make sure that whatever colours I do, it's kind of in keeping with the theme that I've presented. But it's just about breaking up the piece. Again, like painting certain details, like I was talking about that pipe on the shoulder a minute ago. If you don't paint some things, it just looks like a mass of one colour, and it looks untidy because you just get these details that are protruding and you can't identify what they are. So by applying a little bit of colour, you're breaking it up. I've got black, I've got gold, I've got silver. 3 colours painted in different areas, and it stops it from just being this big mass of silver, which when if I bring another one over here, it's unpainted, you can kind of compare and you get what I'm trying to talk about. See the difference here? It makes quite a difference. It's not like a trade tip or anything like that, like the pros do. It's something that I like to do. It's something that I'm quite aware of. Some details require painting just to stop the whole model from being a blob. Yeah, happy with that. Washing my brush out, and now I'm going to be looking at potentially staining. Oh no, there's some silver bits, aren't there? Silver bits, not that silver. So this is another thing that makes me take so long, is where is my silver? Maybe I should get a paint rack. I literally, I don't know where it is. It's here, because I was using it. There it is. I was using it the other day. Oh, that silver. It is that silver. This one. Use the paint mixer. I don't know if you can hear that. Leslie says, you're doing an amazing job on those, dude. I love the complexity of the models and how they come out through your painting. Oh, and gold. Oh, thanks very much. That's, yeah. I'm sure that if I put every ounce of my effort into it, I can make them look even better. But yeah, I'm just trying to give something quickish and fun and easy while still bringing out an element of skill, you know. So when you got the whole thing together, you'll be like, wow, look at that orange and gold and silver. Isn't that, you know, ridiculous and gaudy? Jess says, not wanting to make more work for you, but some coloured lenses would look nice on those backpacks. Sorry. No, you're absolutely right. I probably will just do them a little bit later on. Perhaps I should do some practices on painting lenses properly, because there are proper ways of doing it, isn't there? I've not ever really done that. Well, I've done it a couple of times, but not very much. So yeah, you know, you're right. They will benefit from it. Get some little blinking lights and lenses and things on them. I've got some lenses and things. Obviously, the Skitari iconically have blue eye lenses and things. So on this guy here is a good example. You can see he's got blue eyes, but he's got a little green lens on the top of his head up there, and on the back he's got a green lens over there. And on the servo skulls on the Marshall, he's got some little red LEDs and things on there. Don't show up so well. I'm not very good at painting them, but yeah, they are there. Okay, silver pieces. Silver pieces. Oh, and I was going to do a gold butt plate as well. See, I forget everything all the time. So, there's a hair in that. I can see it. Got you, cursed thing. There is this little piece here which I want to paint silver because this looks like an attachment between 2 hoses, and this looks like an attachment between 2 brass pipe things. Struggling with rogue bristles again. The struggle is real. There we go. think there's a little bit that I've missed over there with the gold. I'm going to come back to the gold in a minute anyway. This is a perfect demonstration of what I mean by those little details that I miss and waste time doing. These little attachments under here, I'll know that they're there next time, so I'll be able to come back to them nice and easy. Do them justice. Just checking for any little bits of silver that need doing. Anything. It's all looking good there, isn't it? Nice. I will just paint this line in here, because I've noticed on the other one when the arm gets glued on, that's actually quite exposed because the shoulder is twisted. As an example, you can see here. Yeah, it exposes that little back bit there. So I'm just going to make sure that it's painted nicely, just to kind of give it some sort of thickness of armor. Make sure that it's painted proper, and then yeah, there we go. Lovely. Anything silver on here? Negative. Anything silver on here? No, I think we're all good. Could do maybe a little bit more work on the fingers. I noticed earlier on this is a silly little detail, but there we go. That's just a little bit of detailing work there. These like metal bits here on the hands are just kind of overstained really, so I'm just coming in with just a little bit of almost unnecessary highlighting. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. And just quickly back to that gold. Oh, all that time, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. Jeff says the gloss lenses, things on the Eldar tower you did really stand out with the gloss you did. Yeah, they're really good, aren't they? That was just a really basic idea that I had. I'm sure I picked it up from somewhere else. I don't know where exactly. One of those things is just in the back of my mind somewhere. Maybe it's just like a picture I saw someone else's work, probably from years ago. But yeah, it worked really well. Yep, that bit there. Okay, and we said a gold butt plate on the gun, didn't we? I had a real accident with the gold on the rifle earlier on. I accidentally painted the wrong part, but really confidently, so I had to kind of wash it off. So there's a lot of gold fleck lying around on the stock end of this rifle. A bit of a shame. I let myself down there. It was just a stupid mistake. But hopefully when I kind of wash over the gold and a little bit with some seraphim, all of that will be hidden. Holding it at funny angles just to make sure I've got steady hands. Yeah, I think the gold was the good choice there. It looks really good. Nice. Okay, cool. So we're pretty much ready for a wash on that guy. Just gonna grab a sip of tea. Yum. Okay, so I'm gonna pop him back into the cork. Because it's going to make it easier for staining. He says that. I hope it is. Okay. I'm going to just put my Seraphim CPU on the mixer. Why not? There we go. Oh, lovely and mixed. I don't know if it did anything. Right. I use my washes right out of the pot. I don't know if anybody else does. I don't know if it's something you're supposed to do. Works for me. Okay. So, think about where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put some up here. Start with the backpack because it's got some of the clearest parts of bronze on there. Just drop it in. There we go. Not trying to go too far. There we go. Just kind of makes it look a little bit warmer. Changes the effect down here really well. Make quite a difference there already. Just by a simple little stroke of this colour over the top. It's a better gold than gold, really. Nice. I'll be so happy when these guys are all done. As I'm sure you guys will be as well, but don't have to look at them all the time. Go on to the show. Oh, he's doing those things again. Yeah, sorry guys. Nice, okay. Luke says, my cheat for lenses is base coat in light silver, then contrast paint the lenses colour, add the highlights and OSL if needed, then a gloss over the top. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I have thought about that. I just haven't tried it. Perhaps I will. Do you use like a bright silver, like Stormhost? Is it Stormhost silver, the really bright one? Jeff says, I do think if anyone is going to paint with silver, copper, gold, etc., you have to have a dark shade to bring it out, or black and browns, and they all work well. Yeah, this is like when it's all together, you can see it's quite dark, but it has like really nice warm tones to it. It's also not very opaque, so sometimes you have to kind of go back over with a second coat. But I use it like here now. I'm using it quite heavily to run into the recesses around that pipe there. So it hides my overpaint and any kind of like pigment speckling, where you get like the glitter effect. So I'm being quite sneaky with it. Oh look, all those mistakes all gone. What? How does he do it? I will tell you my trade secrets. I am an absolute rubbish painter, I really am. But I love it so much. Okay, I think that's... Is that him? No, it's not him done. We've got a little bit in here. Just going around, just making sure that it hasn't kind of run out any of the recesses that I want it to. The obvious one is on this little, I think it's like a sensor, like an incense sensor. The little holes here, I like the colour to sit in those to kind of make them look like the holes, give it some depth. It was on the rifle last week that I really knew that Seraphim Sepia was the colour to use on the gold. When I took that photo and uploaded it to the Facebook page, if you haven't seen it, go and have a little look. I was really impressed with how what I thought a rough paint job, it really worked and it really stood out. Well done, me. There's still a lot of silver work on this gun that needs to be stained as well. But I use a little water and basilicanum grey mix, so I'll be coming back in for that into the little bit as well. I don't mind getting the stain on the wood bit because it helps achieve a kind of a more wood-like colour. So if I've got any kind of overpaint or overspill, it's easy to just kind of plop this colour straight down. Really helps the definition, so yeah, that's really nice. Excellent. Just another little look over the whole thing. Make sure no parts were missed or does it need like a second go. Often, like I say, the areas that I need to go over is this little bit here. Just pull away any pooling, but actually I want it to pool in those little holes. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's just pop this one in my polystyrene block up here. There we go. And wash this bad boy out. He's almost ready to be glued together, but I'll be doing that later on because I just want to kind of crack on now and get on to this guy with the Arquebus, the huge sniper rifle. Just looks really cool. So yeah, going to paint the mag on him with a clip or magazine, whatever you want to call it. Going to paint that silver. Might probably paint the little handle silver as well with a little grip on it. Might do that black again just to break it up. Lots of silver components at the top, lots of filigree that's going to be gold on there. Yeah, nice. Needs a hand painting. It's got a, I think this is, I painted the silver, but it's a gloved hand, so that's going to go black. So that'll blend in, or it won't blend in, but it will stand out quite nicely with all the metal colours in there. And this is also a gloved hand in there as well. So yeah, got to paint that black too. Lots to get done on here. Again, some more hose work on him, but I'm just going to get stuck straight into onto the rifle, I think, because I enjoy painting the rifles. They're really good fun. Got a comment going in. Does this mean you need to buy a Mars color game mat? Yeah, I have been looking at them. Like I said last week, I bought a new game mat, just a grass one, which is in cloth. It was really affordable. Once I've got it in, I'll talk about it. It hasn't arrived yet. I was hoping it was going to be here earlier this week because obviously on Tuesday we played tanks again. We were awesome. It was great. It wasn't tanks, it was water tank, I beg your pardon. I was hoping it was going to be here for that, along with my foreground laser cut MDF 15mm Normandy cottages. They're still not here either, so I can't do anything with those at the moment. But once I kind of get a look at that game map, see what sort of quality it is, then I'll know whether I want to buy from that company again. I probably will. They do look very good. Do I want to keep it with cloth? Do I want to go to rubber, which is very expensive? Do I want to go to neoprene, which is in between? And then yeah, I probably will be getting a Mars mat as well. I reckon 4x4 foot is probably more than appropriate for most 40k games now. If I wanted to go bigger, then that's the big games tables, but as and when. Yeah, I don't know if they rounded edges. Could you put two 4x4s together? Would it have the same image? Would it look stupid if it's repeated? These questions I don't know. That's a good cup of tea. Okay, just a few minutes in before we go to an intermission, so I'm just gonna pop this bad boy out here, and I'm gonna get back in with the gold. And I'm just going to start. Actually, I might go silver because I want to pick out all the silver pieces. When I was originally painting them, I just kind of mapped some silver out on the end here. I had some silver left over, wanted to paint it, see what it looks like. I think I'm going to leave from here up in silver. I don't know if I'm going to paint the suppressor gold. I will paint this little cap here silver with this little ring, coming down. I'll paint that all gold because on the other ones, like the end muzzle area is all gold, the little silver barrel point poking through. It's just what I thought looked good. I just kind of went for it. So yeah, I might paint the suppressor gold. Don't know. I'll see how I feel once I've got it all there together. Let's have a little look. Some other comments that I've missed. Luke says, I use Rune Fang Steel, but that's just because I don't want 5 bright silvers. But yeah, if it's light and shiny, I'll use it. Yeah, okay. That is one thing that I'm aware of, is that you can buy far too many versions of the same thing. You can have like different bright silvers. You don't need several different bright silvers. You need one if you're going to use it at all. Leslie says, you say you're a bad painter, yet what I'm seeing is the opposite. It's looking amazing. Thanks very much. I really do appreciate all these comments. I'm not just kind of brushing them off. It is heartwarming to know that someone appreciates what I do. It's really nice. Thank you very much. I paint it because it's fun. I paint it because I want to improve, but it's nice to have people think that you're good. Get some bronze on that brush. Oh, I said I was going to do silver first. What a spoon. Okay, cool. Well, now I've got some gold on here. Let's paint the end bit. You'd think that this metallic would go over that metallic really well, but actually it doesn't seem to be the case. It looks like it probably will need a second coat over that. Let's try not to overpaint there. I think I might actually paint that suppressor bronze as well. That's just too much silver all poking out with one big go at the end over there. I do not like. One thing I have thought about is doing non-metallic metals, so painting the effect with just your regular palette. I think what some people can achieve is absolutely stunning. I don't think I'm at a level where I want to have a go at that yet. I will, but I don't know if I prefer it to metallics. Metallics can look bad if you don't do them right, and I think that non-metallic metallics is a very good way around it. But what makes metals look like metals is the pigment, is the glitter that's in them. See, I've got shaky hands today. So it's just about finding good quality ones. You could buy a cheap silver and it will look cheap because it's cheap. That's the quote for this week, I think, Luke. If it's cheap, it will look cheap. because it's cheap. Yeah, I realise how stupid it sounds, but it's true. You know, you'll have chunky bits of you know, particle floating around being glitter, and it won't look very good. So there are some companies out there that do some really good true metal colours. AK Interactive are a good one. Vallejo have done some good ones as well, and I believe that the metal glitter in them that makes them look metallic is just very, very fine, to the point where you can even put them through the airbrush with minimal effect, with minimal issues, and still get the same effect, which is really quite incredible if you know how metallics would cause you problems in your airbrush. Basically, the glitter can block them up if you have a very fine nozzle point. But even if you don't have a fine nozzle point, it can still cause you some problems too. So just, you know, things to be aware of. It's only not going to cause you massive problems. It's just going to start blocking up, and you get a little bit of blowback, which is when the bubbles start to appear in the hopper. And obviously, if you leave that, it just kind of builds up, and eventually it does block, and then it causes you problems. So, yeah. Yeah, I think painting the suppressor gold was a good choice. Again, just breaks everything up, but it kind of looks cool. Unnecessarily gold. I think that looks kind of cool. Pew pew. Right, do you know, I think it's pretty much time to have a quick break, isn't it? And I'm just, you know, quietly now painting away here. So yeah, we'll go for a little break in just a moment. Of course, if you've got any things that you want to say before we disappear, then now's a very good time to get them down there in the live chat. Got any questions you want to ask? Anybody in the group? If you want to ask me, if you want to say something, get it out there. Get chatting. So one of the reasons I really miss Kyle is he was really good at reading out all the live chat comments. Kyle, we miss you. Come back. He was a really good PA. Don't tell him I said that. So I'm going to paint. I've got some little bits underneath the rifle that need painting filigree, but they've actually got like a little monopod stand for it to rest on, which I haven't even plotted where it's going to be actually on the base yet. So I'm actually going to paint that much later, and then position it when it's kind of all ready to be glued together. Once again, I just painted bronze in a place where I don't want to have bronze. Really, yeah, not paying an awful lot of attention. Maybe I shouldn't be painting tonight. Just a bit of water on the end of the brush, clean the brush right out, and yeah, just kind of rub it along that area. Fortunately, it's right underneath the gun, so you can't see it so well. I am going to clean my brushes out during the interval here, and then I'm going to change my paint water because I should. Yeah, so it's a very good time to leave it for a moment. So if you need to go stretch your legs, get a fresh cup of tea, which I think I might do as well. I may not have time. If you want to go refocus your eyes, go to the bathroom. change your paint water, you should definitely go and change your paint water, and we'll be back here in just about 10 minutes. See you soon. Bye. Welcome back. Hope you had a good break. I managed to change my paint water and get a cup of tea. Yeah, she's back from her surf, so she made me a drink. She's a good egg, she is. Anyway, yeah, just before we went, literally, I pushed the button and I saw Luke's little message go boop. Apparently, just before we went for the intermission, Luke has finished the beard and the eyes. They are done. Eyes are straight first time round as well. Well done, you. I am rubbish at painting eyes. The lenses on the Skitari are a little bit easier because they're quite round and, well, you know, bug eye. But yeah, I find them really difficult. Well done, you. Cool. I hope everybody else's projects are going well this evening. I'm taking some time doing my stuff, but I feel that I'm getting through it now. Like last week, it was just like it took me 2 hours to paint at the end of a gun or whatever. Oh, sometimes it just takes forever. But today, I actually feel like I'm making some progress, which is good. Anyway, I think there's just probably time to get on over to the workbench. Oh no, actually, what I wanted to do is I wanted to I should have mentioned this earlier on when we were talking about Apollo joining us as a subscriber, but just as I loaded up the software for the broadcast, I had a little message ping up, so I'll replay the message now. We have someone called John Clark who followed us on Facebook, so thanks, John. Really appreciate you coming along and being a part of the community over there on Facebook and seeing the images and stuff that we post up and the conversations that we have there, and I hope that you join in on that as well. Please do feel free to come over here on YouTube, but of course you'll only know that I've said that if you're over here on YouTube, so maybe I should think about the things that I say before I say them. That's never going to happen. Cheers, John. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well. Cool. Let's head on over to the workbench because that's where we want to be. I am painting this arquebus, which if I bring it up into focus, yeah, you can see that there's lots of gold filigree on it. This is, I think, where the like monopod will be. I call it a monopod because it's one leg, not a bipod, but whatever you want to call it. I'm going to paint the top again silver up here because it looks like a barrel mounted into the wood, and there's a lot of the receiver over here that's going to be silver. There's a lot of filigree down here which I was just in the middle of painting, but I was just washing my brush out in the new clean paint water. Would love to know how you guys are all getting on with your projects this evening. Do let me know. Have a good old chin wag. Get talking over there, or not, because you need your hands to paint rather than type. And you do you. I've said that twice now. I don't actually like that phrase. You do what you want. Get some real rogue bristles here today. Cool, get those under control. Right. So it doesn't matter so much if I'm not so neat around this hand that it's holding underneath the rifle, because I've yet to paint it the correct colour. There's just here, I don't know if you can see very well, but there's a piece of bare wood here which I accidentally painted over bronze just before the intermission. I've tried to clean it as best I can, but it's not done such a good job. So I'm hoping that when I put a bit of wash over all of this later on with Seraphim, that it will hide that. Annoying, but you know, I got excited and I just painted everything. What can you do? So there's a filigree thing here, a piece of filigree detail, which I'm going to just run some bronze over. Lovely, that's looking good. But there's some details over here that I don't know what colour they should be just yet. This looks like it is. Yeah, there's a little bit of filigree here, but I think it's actually part of the top piece, and on the other guns I painted that silver, so I'm not going to do that bit gold. I think what I'll do here is I will, yeah, paint this bit gold. Just like to have a little bit of consistency in my theme. I know it doesn't matter, but it does, because it matters to me. There we go, that looks cool. And I do like to paint the little trigger and hand guard and whatever down here. I like to paint all that in bronze, because I want them to be like, you know, like the old dueling pistols where they got like really stupidly ornate, and that the pistol itself becomes like a piece of art. That's what these are supposed to be. It's actually looking really good. Yeah, it's looking well good. Well good. Okay, now for painting on the other side in the same way. Lovely. Let's have a little look. Jeff says monopod sounds better than shooting stick, yeah, or leaning pole. Is another word I came up with when I was originally thinking. I think it is called a monopod. I think that is the correct term. Yeah, I could be wrong. What is really nice about these details on the gun, the filigree, is I can just get the correct amount of paint on the side of the brush, and actually just run the side of the brush along the detail, and it just picks out the edges of that filigree. Yeah, they're actually quite forgiving to paint, and as and when I need to, I just get the point of the brush in there. But again, having a good quality brush with a good point is important to get those little bits done. Yep. I think here, I don't know if you can really see on the screen, but there's this kind of lump that sticks up the side. I think that's supposed to be the crank handle, whatever you want to call it, the thing that you can load, the bolt. I don't know my bolt action rifle stuff so well. I teach air rifles when it comes to guns, and we just use the ones with the lever barrel. That's all I teach. So I don't know if that's the right word. Is it the bolt? It's the bolt action, so I assume it is. But is the bolt, does it refer to the internal mechanisms? What is the catch that you pull back? The priming pin? Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying words now. Tell me, because I'm sure someone out there watching knows. Easy 8 Learning Club. I'd like to learn the parts of these guns. There we go. I think that's all the gold detail on this gun for the moment. Maybe there's a little bit on the back plate. Yeah, I think I'll paint that a little bit as well. Just in the interest of consistency. All the others have got little back plates. Let's do this little bit just here. What does it look like on the inside? Oh, there's a little bit of filigree on there as well. Don't know if we'll ever see that. But you know, peace of mind, right? Oh, I stuffed that in a bit hard. That's a shame. Kind of went all over the place there. Oh, come on, I'm all a bit fingers and thumbs now. Jeff says, bolt, not crank handle. Yeah, I was just trying to spit some words out. Don't have a go at me, man. It's like the game show questions. It's easy if you know it. It's a handle. You crank it. But yeah, the bolt. Cool. I thought it was. That's what I said, right? Okay, cool. There we go. That's enough gold for him. It's making my eyes go doolally. Leslie says, I love the effects on the gun, as you said. Well, good. Thanks very much. Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? I like it. This one here needs a bit of... No, not that one. This one over here. Oh, yeah, the one resting on the side. Needs a bit of black staining on it, or grey staining. But I like the fact that... you know, this is what I've copied from the rifles that I work with. So you've got like the body of the gun, the receiver is wood, or in some cases resin or plastic on some of the guns I use. But then it's like mounted on top of that is the barrel, which is metal in the case of these things. And then I've painted like brass rings, I suppose, kind of clamp or hold it in. That's just the little narrative that I had playing in my head when I was painting them. You know, what are these details? Are they functional? Etc. etc. Right, onto a little bit of silver. Just change my palette around there. There we go. Let's give it a bit of a mix. I'm loving this little machine. It's great. A bit of vibration therapy on my knuckles. Right. Bit of silver. Let's see if we can bring this gun alive with a little bit more detail. Right. Okay. So just for now, straight across the top. Oh, paint's quite thick there. Take a bit more off the brush just to control it. There we go. Silver's not coming off so smooth today. Don't know why that is. Maybe I'm just not getting the right amount of paint in the bristles of my brush here. Yeah, that's a bit better. Maybe I just didn't have the right amount of paint in the bristles. Wasn't getting a very good coverage. Starting to get that issue with metallic paint just crawling everywhere. I'm starting to find it on my hands. Like, how am I getting it in these different places? Where's it coming from? Might need mix a bit of a flow improver into this. Not so smooth. And if it's not going on smooth, it's not so easy to paint, which means I'm more likely to make a mistake or not keep it so neat, and it will also add texture, which is not cool. So just for now, I'm just going to add a dash of water to the paint there, and it might just be that I just added some fresh paint onto some old paint without knowing, and it's kind of made it thicker, which isn't ideal, but hopefully a bit of water just might smooth that down. And if that doesn't work, then I'll go to some flow improver. Seems to be a little bit better. Yeah, just struggling to get it right up to the edges of the lines. Normally I don't struggle with the silver. Weird. Okay. Leslie says, I can hear the merry rumbles of your paint mixer. It definitely sounds like a happy device. Yeah, I wondered how long it would be before someone made a comment like that. particularly handy for working with the enamels because the pigment that's in them, the particles that kind of make the colour, they settle really quickly. So it's almost worth doing it like as often as you clean your brush out. Every couple of minutes, every time you kind of really dip back into that bottle, stick the lid on it, give it a bit of a shake perhaps, stick it on the mixer. Really struggling with the silver, so I'm actually going to get some more paint out, and I might just add a little drop of flow improver to help it transfer from bristle to model. So specifically designed for the airbrush, but will still work nonetheless. It just makes it a little bit runny. So I'm just going to go to a different part of my palette, pop a little bit of that down, and then a drop of silver. Mix the two together. Should help it. There we go. Never normally had a problem with that paint before. So yeah, just mix them, mix. Does make it quite a bit more runnier, so I need to be careful with that one I'm applying. Don't go on too heavy. Wash the brush out again. Okay, let's see where this takes us. Jeff says, maybe it's the first time your paint has been properly mixed with your new toy. Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. I've never had any problems with it covering before, but yeah. Much better. Oh yeah, that's it. That's good. So much faster. So the difference between flow improver and water, it has a slightly higher viscosity than water. So if you're adding water to it, it's very easy to dilute the paint. So yeah, for sure, it will make your paint easier to flow, but it will dilute it. Changes the water tension as well when you add water. So if you add flow improver, you are diluting it less, and you are maintaining the water tension, so that it's going to be easier to control. It's specially formulated. That's a phrase that you could just throw in on anything when you don't know the full answer. It is actually really quite sciencey. So if you're really interested, there are videos out there as to why flow improver, or how flow improver does what it does, and why it's not important but kind of valuable. Is it different than thinner? Yes, it is. I wouldn't use thinner. I wouldn't use flow improver to thin down my paints specifically. That's what I would use thinner for. It's much better at it. We've got some paints that you're really struggling to get through the airbrush. I would definitely use thinner. Lots of detail now coming out on the gun, lots of shiny parts. Yeah, very reflective. Again, the aim is to make it look gaudy, but make it look like it's necessary. It's supposed to be quite opulent, is I suppose the perfect word for this. it's supposed to be over the top and ornate. And deliberately so. Just one rogue bristle here. Go away. Join your friends. What's wrong with you? Nope, doesn't want a party. There we go, we're struggling to get the paint on that one little bit there. Just going to paint this bolt. I prefer crank handle. I don't actually prefer crank handle, it just sounds stupid. It's taken a lot of concentration on my part here. I apologise for the quietness. Jeff says, I think that's a carry handle on the gun. Big bore rifles have one because they are really heavy. Yeah. I don't know how Skitari feel about strength and things like that. Obviously they're bionically enhanced. They don't necessarily get worn down. They're just slow and deliberate and will chase you all over a planet, and they'll take as long as they need to get there. They'll walk from one side of the continent to another chasing you down. The slow but completely deliberate force. And then when they get there, they'll just obliterate everything and take you, you take down their target with the cold, calculating prejudice of the machine. But do they go, oh, that's heavy, and just kind of carry on anyway? They're going to have machine parts on that will make it easier, but those machine parts are attached to human parts, right? I think we're almost there on the top of this gun. Just making sure I haven't missed any bits. So much detail up here, it's quite easy to do. Yeah, see, underside of the carry handle. Is it a carry handle or is it a throttle? Okay, I'm being silly now. Never know when you need to make your gun go faster. Right, and now it's just the magazine on the underside here. Which, yeah, gonna paint silver as well. Jeff says, was looking at the wrong bit. I don't know what bit you were looking at. It's a carry handle for sure, right there. Oh, right there. I just realised I was out of frame. I hope I haven't been out of frame the entire time. Leslie says it's been looking awesome, so thanks again. But also, that tells me that maybe I was in frame at least. Need to look up more often. There we go. Lovely. I think that looks pretty awesome. Got some black bits to put on there. Gonna paint the hands black. Gonna paint the little the grip on the carry handle black. And then he's ready for some wash. Gonna do the gold parts. We're gonna do those with Seraphim. Gonna do the silver parts with 50% Basilicanum grey water. Yeah. Neat. Well, cool. Been looking forward to painting that for a while. I like it, it's cool, it's good. Right, let's get the brush a good wash out there. Luke says, Orc logic, add a throttle to the gun to make the bullets go faster, and with Orc science that actually works then, right? That's how that goes. Orcs don't know how they make stuff happen, they just make stuff happen. Some sort of pseudo magic science, weird stuff. More tea. I've got a bit of a headache this evening, and tea is my only answer. Oh, that is a good cup of tea. She's a good one. She's a keeper. Right. So, back over to these parts over here. This is the sniper dude himself. I think... Oh, this is interesting because on this backpack, there's like a coiled thing down there. So, I'm going to paint the hose black, and then that coiled wire, I will do that brass because I think it will, or bronze, because I think it will stand out really nice and just add like another nice element to it. Paint this little phone cable thing here, paint that black as well because I did that on the others, and then there's some other bronze parts on here to paint as well. There are some lights and dials and things. It's just about knowing what colours I want to do them. This looks like it could be like a corded telephone. I don't know what that is. You can take it off and talk. Jeff calls it a crank handle. Are you talking about the carry handle on the gun? Yeah, a crank handle. Crank it, make it go. Yeah, so there's lots of little lights and things. So there's a this is the back of the lens on the other side. So there's a lens down here for that. But here there's a couple of little lights in there. This could be a big blinking light. There's a little dial here. So lots of things, but I don't really know what to do with them. Maybe I'll paint that yellow or white or something and paint the little dial pointer thing black. Yeah, I need to really up my skills there, I think. Cool. So let's get some bronze on the go. Back to the bronze. I quite liked using that flow improver, so I'm going to put a dot of that here. There it is, and then I'm going to mix in some bronze. Give it a waz. That's the new phrase. Give it a waz. Lovely. I'll add a drop or two. There we go. Gonna give it a mix. That's a good consistency there. Lovely. Okay. Wash it off the brush. Never go from mixing straight to painting. Always clean your brush. Control your flow of paint. Also looks after your brush. Even if it's a cheap one, right? Look after it. You never know how many wonderful years you'll get out of a cheap brush. Not very long if you treat them the way that Jeff does. But yeah. Should probably have started with a black on here, but I'll come back to that, I suppose. I'm not thinking through my plans at all today. Being a bit silly, but never mind. Just a few weeks to go for me at work. with the season winding down. We're starting to see it getting a bit quieter now. We said goodbye to one big group of children today at the residential centre. They were wonderful children, wonderful teachers. We've had a really good week. We've been blessed with beautiful sun, which has been really crazy for October. It's not been acting like the time of year at all. We actually had children putting on sunblock, which is just not normal for this time of year at all. But I'm really looking forward now to stepping into the winter, being able to play some games of 40k. I haven't played 40k for such a long time. I actually feel quite alienated from the game, which is a real shame. It's my biggest, it's my biggest love of games. For all the hate that it's receiving a lot lately, I still love it. So if you are some of my friends out there listening to this, prepare yourselves. Let's get some games on the go. Let's play some campaign stuff on the go. Kyle, if you're listening right now, I know that you absolutely love all the campaign, or the crusade it's called now, isn't it? Which is campaign. Yeah, let's get some games on the go over winter. Would love that. Be wonderful. And if you're not a part of my immediate local friend group and whatever, get some games on the go, guys. Get some games on the go. Have a little reward with all the hard work and painting that you've been doing. Leslie, you get some games on those tables that you're making. Perhaps I'll be over sometime soon. I can show you a couple of the games that I played that I don't think that you do, like Gaslands and Watatanga. You'll love those. We can play some 40k, that would be great. Love to play some Battletech again. Love to have a go on the tables that you're making. They look really, really cool. Kesh says, look forward to it. Absolutely. Been really enjoying playing some small games lately, because you can just get just as much fun out of the small games, and you can get more games in, which is great. Obviously been playing Watatanga with my dad. We've had some really good fun games over the last few weeks of that. Gaslands can be a quick game, can be a long game, as can Watatanga, to be fair. Depends on what happens, I suppose. But I do miss the really big epic games of 40k where you have to set aside pretty much an entire half a day for it. But that's more of a social thing, right? That's more like it is the event. We have to like program in breaks and have dinner or something together. That's what I like about it. That's what I like about the big games. It in itself isn't the main event. It is, it makes the event. I do miss playing the big 2,000 point games. I say that's big. I mean, I know there are much bigger games out there, but 2,000 points is quite a lot. Or 100 power. Nice little bit of bronze on his backpack now. That's good. Leslie says, but of course, dude, whenever you have the time, I'll make a day for it, and we'll have a game of all sorts. And thank you very much for saying, buddy. I really much appreciate you, man. You're very welcome. I love all your game boards. Yeah, looking forward to having a go on them, see what they're like in person. Keep building. My bronze pay is quite thin there, which is telling me that I've run out. Let me just get a bit more on there. I obviously diluted it down quite a bit with a bit too much flow improver. So yeah, just absorbed all up in the brush and it's not coming off at all. Let's get a bit more paint down. Quick check of the time. not much longer to go. We've got about 15 minutes, haven't we, really, before the end of the show. And it's really nice to know that we've made it this far. Touch wood that we haven't had any cutouts or anything this evening. Again, for all of the times it has happened and last week, I apologise sincerely. I know that you'll all say it's absolutely fine, so thank you for saying that. But, you know, at the same time, I do try to make it professional. We have quite an outreach here at EZ8. It started off as something for, you know, my friends or whatever, but we reach the world around. All the way over to the western seaboard of the United States. All the way over to Sydney in Australia. And countries in between. It's great. I'm loving it. Jeff says, Salute is back on this year. Wonderful. That's good to know. Leslie says, and when Kes gets better, we'll have a proper game of Battletech. Kes is laughing. I don't know why that's funny, but sure. Yeah, I'd love to get everyone together. And I've said it earlier on in the year, but obviously, you know, with work and not really knowing what I was doing with my life, I haven't been able to fulfill that goal. But getting everyone together, the EZ8 community together at a convention, would of course be absolutely wonderful. So I do plan to make that a priority. Promise. Okay, I'm going to have a little practice at painting this coil now, because I have a feeling it's going to be quite difficult. Let's see if I can get as much bronze on it now, and then maybe paint the black around it in a minute. I was thinking the other way around, but actually thinking about painting this coil, yeah, it's actually quite difficult to keep that neat. Does anybody know where Salute is going to be? I assume it's going to be Birmingham, because they've got some big convention halls and things up there, or halls that they use for conventions quite regularly. And I think Salute has been there typically in the past, hasn't it? NEC, I should imagine. I have a very itchy foot. Okay, I think that's enough bronze on there for a moment. Yeah, cool. Where does all the bronze need to go on this guy? Yeah, still needs a purity seal, still needs some text putting on there, needs a little bit of leather work on this pouch in here, needs a little icon going on the front. Yeah, it's quite a bit of work to do in here. It looks like he's got kooky eyes because I didn't do them very well when I was plotting out some white in there, but I'll sort that out later on. I've got some black hoses to do, very minimal on the pipe work. It's got a couple on the sides on the shoulders like I was talking about earlier on, but it does have this bit that goes down here, so I'm going to just run a bit of gold down here now. I'm just going to wash my brush out because it's not behaving. Leslie says, oh, I have a good idea. I have a good idea? Are you going to share this idea? Something you want to talk about live on air? Or is it something you'll talk about on the EZ8 after party after the show? Or is it something you'll talk about in person? Something you don't want to talk about? Don't feel that you have to. Don't let me pressure you. I'm pressuring you. Tell me. Eye. There we go. Okay, back to painting this guy. Leslie says, me and Kess know, so yeah, alright, fair enough. Perhaps I'll be catching up with you guys later. I want to find out now. I feel like I'm missing out on the juicy gossip. I'm not a part of the gang. Oh, guys, I want to be part of the gang. Let me know. Jeff has said XL London for salute. Okay, interesting. Okay, another question. Have you got dates for it? You said this year, so there's not a lot left of this year. Probably tickets have run out by now. But yeah, definitely would be cool to know. Oh, I've got the itches. That's why brushes have long handles, right? Ah, there we go. Cool. Have we got a little bar on his shoulder? I thought we saw one earlier. Here it is. I see it. It's right there. Like a little breathy tube or something. Nice. He's got any other brass bits on him, is he? He's just got hoses. Yeah, that's okay. So we need a bit of black work done on him. That's fine. Wonderful. Done. Making tracks, we're going well. Jeff says 13th of November. That is not very far away. Okay, I will try to find out as much as I possibly can, and I'll post anything up I can on Facebook if I get it done in time, and I'll try and communicate to you guys a bit more about that. If you want to go to a salute, or if you want to go an event together as the community, communicate it out on Facebook. I think it'll be really, really good. Keston goes on to say that there is a 50mm Battletech event taking place in Warminster next month. I would love to go, but lacking money. Hey man, if the community are going to go, I'm sure we can help you out and kind of chip in and whatever, man. Friends are friends. But we'll obviously have a look at prices, because if it's £15, then that's easy to get together. If it's £150, then that might be a little bit harder. But we'll work some things out. Warminster, not so far away from here in Devon. That's achievable, I think, isn't it? London's a bit further, but we can go in a convoy, or we'll get into a van or something, or just go to the train, whatever. I think it'd be great. But time is of the essence here, I think. Yeah, it'd be good. 13th of November for XL London. I'd love to go to Salute, just to have a look around. Everything up there. Okay, we're getting pretty close to the end of the show today. I'm not going to be leaving all that early. I am going to be over on the Easy 8 after party on Discord. If you don't know what that is, there is a link in the description just below the screen here. If you're watching here on YouTube, click on that. If you've not got a Discord account, it just takes a minute just to go and set one up. It's just as easy as anything else. It does ask you to verify. I think it sends you something in the email, but otherwise, yeah, just kind of make yourself an account and come on over. And there are loads of different things down the side of the screens, down the side of your screen, sorry, categories and things to go and have a little look at. But just about halfway down, just a little bit further than that, there is basically the video chat rooms. You don't have to be on video chat, you don't have to have a microphone, you can just type in there if you want to. But I like to have my video on. You can talk to me directly through video chat, as a lot of people come and do. Luke comes on over, Chris comes on over quite regularly, Kes came over last week, Darren's been on quite a few times, Adrian and Jeanette, they've been on loads as well. come on over and have a chat and stay around for a little bit if you want to, and we can talk about all sorts of future events if you wish. Yeah, don't have to come onto the EZ8 party, but you should because it's good. Yeah, that's my only reason. Yeah, I'm good at this. I think I should paint some black hose things on him because there's some black parts to paint on the gun, some black hoses to paint on the backpack, and there's some stuff to paint on him. And then there's some little details: pouch, purity seal, the icon on the front, and oh look, I missed a. Oh, there's a that's a hose. Okay, see, little details. And then yeah, we're good for washing on him. We're almost done. Oh, this is so exciting. And then I can come back to this guy, the guy I started at the beginning. He just needs a little bit of black wash on the silver here on the rifle. All the gold parts have all been done. They stand out beautifully now. Really into that. That's really, really nice. I'll take some photos, put them on Facebook again later on. Very much the same sort of stuff that I've been doing over the past few weeks, but you can still see it. It's nice to share. Yeah, and I'll be doing that as a part of tonight's after party. Okay, I can't put that back in my phone. I have a really itchy foot. I've got to get to it. I'm sorry. Oh, I wasn't going away. Oh, that's good. Right. Oh, almost there. Luke says, old Mossbeard is done. Gonna give a matte spray tomorrow as he looks like he's oiled up at the moment. Yeah, you do get, if you look at my guys here, look at the shiny bits in here under the cloak. Yeah, that happens. A little bit matte spray just tones all that right down. Keston says, I don't know what scale my big mechs are, close to 40k scale, which is supposed to be traditional 28mm, but they are getting big now instead of 32. Jeff has said previously, Oh, I see you're all talking. I've missed so much. Oh my god. Jeff says 50mm Battletech. Is that the scale of the models you have? It's a 2-day event. £50 per person. Yeah, it's quite a bit, isn't it? No, yours is 6mm, I believe. But then the big models you had, yeah, they are closer to the 40k scale. Yeah, I was talking to Keston earlier in the week, and I found on shapeways.com, which is a 3D printing service. Basically people just put up what they have printed, what they can make, and then you pay them for it. I get all my iconography from my Space Marines from Pop Goes the Monkey, who is a seller on shapeways.com. I found a sprue of ED209s from RoboCop, a brilliant film, one of my favourites. I love the original ED209 design, and there's a sprue of about 8 of them, 6mm, ideal for playing in Battletech if you want some enforcement droids for your car parks. You have 5 seconds to comply. Right. I am not going to put any more paint on during this show. Let me come away from the workbench. Let's not get started on something before so close to the end of the show. Here we are, the end of another week. Again, it feels like slow progress with everything that I'm doing here, but it is progress, and I am starting to munch through things now, starting to get there, starting to pick up that routine, and it's about knowing what to paint, what colours, what order in a lot of the cases. Now that I've started painting the rifles, painting the little details on the miniatures, I know that the pipes have to be gold, that the attachments and the elbow joins, or whatever you want to call them, they're silver, and all these little details, if I started mixing them up, they're becoming consistent. And though you as the general viewer of my army will probably rarely ever notice that, I would, and I need to have that sense of achievement and fulfillment to consider it a job done, because I can't leave things alone. Yeah, there we go. Looking forward to getting them done. I really hope that over this weekend, I've got a lot of time at home this weekend, got to do some homework, and I'm going to really plow on with these, and any bit of progress that I make over the next few days on them, I'm going to be putting up on Facebook. So make sure that you are following us over on Facebook. Drop us a like, drop us a follow, you put up your own pictures and things on there, hit on the community tab, yeah, and show us what you got for the Rick and Morty fans out there. yeah, it'll be cool. And once I finish them, I'm going to put them on Instagram. So if you're not following us on Instagram, go and follow us over there too. We've had a couple of new followers on Instagram recently as well, which is lovely. And I do plan to be more active on our social media platforms as time moves on over the next few weeks. Like promised, I really want to start doing more now that I have a bit more time. I hope you guys have had a wonderful evening. I hope it's been productive. I hope you've got lots done. Do show me what you. I am genuinely interested in what you guys are doing there. There's a little. What's it say? A couple more comments going in. Finish them on show 50, says Jeff. Show 50 next week. Yeah, maybe like I'll just like do the last little bit of base work on them and like dun ta da. And of course we got episode 52, which will be the birthday for Easy 8. I think that we started like in October last year, but I think that week 52 is actually going to be in November. So I don't know. It must be like how the months have all worked out. But episode 52 will be our year's worth of shows. I never ever thought that we would be here. I dreamed it, but of course I was like, yeah, it would be cool if we could get this far. I never thought that it would be that successful. I know that we only have 39 subscribers and we have 50 followers on Facebook or whatever it is, and 80 or so on Instagram. But to me, that's a massive achievement. I would like that number to grow. I want it to be immense, but I don't have visions of grandeur here. It's it's all very realistic and all very real. So thank you very much for being a part of what we've done so far. We're still not at the year point yet, so it's not time for blowing party blowers and having drinks and champagne or anything just yet. But we are getting there. I would love to have Carl back on board. He is still there on the sidelines. He's very much a part of what Easy 8 is. It is his show as much as it is mine. But we all have lives, and this is a hobby, and there are other aspects of work that a lot of life like work that come first. And after the pandemic, of course, is very important to make sure that we get all that nailed down. So he will return. He has promised that, which is good because I miss him, and it'll be good to have him and a dialogue back on this show, so you guys can interact with the two of us as well. It should be great. Anyway, enough chit chat for now. It's been a fantastic evening. I've really enjoyed myself here. Thank you for coming along again tonight. We've had a really busy there's been a lot of viewers chatting away over there, so thank you very much. Don't forget to drop us a like, follow or subscribe. I hit the little animation for you because I like it. There we go. Yeah, and until next week, stay safe, be kind, keep on painting, and I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye bye. Literally got gold all up to the elbows. Crazy.